Kimspiracy.
Welcome to the October 14th edition of Kimspiracy. Hope you've had a very festive and reflective Indigenous Peoples Day. You may have noticed it is also Columbus Day. Your bank was closed. The mail didn't run. It might have run. I don't know. But it is a perfect analogy for the nonsense that we normal Americans are forced to endure each and every day. But while it may seem like fun and games, the truth of the matter is the soul of this country is under attack. The country is under a spiritual attack, and you don't have to look any further than the headlines to prove it. The sad thing is that America is, of course, a young country. She's accomplished a lot in her 245 years now. But her society is a puddle of citizens obsessed with selfies, filters, genders, words, feelings. I don't make any judgments, only observations, and it seems like the voice of the average Joe and Jane's isn't given the attention it deserves, and we're left with the impression that the majority of the world, or the majority of Americans at least, are equal to the hot messes that we often read about in headlines. Politicians, Hollywood, the media, athletics, you name it, pretty much every aspect of our lives is included in this they. Okay, so when I say they, I mean all of them. They've divided us on race, academic achievement, white collar, blue collar, belief system. They've even managed to make us think it's about what color hat we wear or what brand shoe we buy. And you better choose carefully, because now your choice determines whether or not you're a racist or a Nazi or a misogynist or a whatever. It's like, whatever, Nike, I mean, I like your shoes. But now you know that to buy a pair of Nike is to endorse the belief that Colin Kaepernick is worthy of an advertising campaign. And it is to ignore the fact that he was a mediocre quarterback in the game of football. So you kind of just make little compromises there. But all of those choices, these seemingly dumb, frustrating choices that they keep forcing us to make, we're really just conditioning us to not put up a fight or a fuss on other things. And look at how far we've come. Look at where society is. And government has found its way in every aspect of your life. But let's start with the media. Today, Project Veritas released an expose revealing what everybody already knew, which is CNN's Jeff Zucker hates Trump, has hated Trump since they were affiliated on The Apprentice, and wants CNN's news desk to focus on Trump at the cost of all other news. Trump, 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 Trump. We get it. And great Project Veritas. They had a guy on the inside wear a camera for several months, but I'm just being real. I'm not surprised. I saw part one. I kind of already expected that. They're pretty obvious about it. ABC News recently aired gun range footage from 2016 and then lied to their viewers, saying it was footage of Turkish forces slaughtering innocent Kurdish women and children. That was a lie. We're told that Fox News has done a poll and half of the country wants to impeach Trump, yet he's got people in Democratic strongholds waiting in line for 48 hours to see him. And so we are constantly fighting this bombardment of what our eyes see and what they tell us, which often, we're told in the Bible they have eyes and can't see, they have ears and can't hear. So we're in an unholy war for information, for the ability to influence and shape your thinking, and the choices you make and who you receive news from matter, because all of them have an agenda. Every single one of them. So at the end of the day, all you can truly count on, the only news source, the only living, breathing, breaking news source with impunity that is 110% correct all of the time is the Holy Bible. It will withstand scrutiny. And anyone who wants to challenge my assertion, I welcome it. Please, let's have a discussion about it. I would love to. And if you believe in what the Bible says, then we know it's got to get bad before it's got to get good. And we are now seeing that. We are seeing our U.S. representatives, such as Ilhan Abdullah Omar and her boyfriend, not her husband, her other boyfriend who was married to someone else, but now they're getting a divorce. And I know that doesn't matter, but they were seen with their faces covered participating in an Antifa protest outside of where President Trump was holding his rally. And we also know that Antifa has sent some of their comrades to Syria to train with the PKK, which is a militant branch of Kurdish fighters. They're the extreme. They're not the Kurds that you think of when we think of the brave Kurdish women, but these are the crazy Kurds. Well, they've teamed up with Antifa to train them in warfare, and they plan to deploy these Antifa soldiers into Europe and the United States to bring about socialist utopia. Christians are constantly questioned on the authenticity of their faith when they can vote for a man like Trump, but what do they have waiting for us on the other side? We have a political party who delights in the extermination of human life. We have presidential candidates who boldly proclaim that they will ignore the foundation that our country is built on, the Constitution. They will ignore the Second Amendment, and they will take our guns. What choice do we have? Americans are caught in the middle of Republicans who love endless war. It has been proven it is not beneficial to depose other countries' leaders. Saddam Hussein comes to mind, as does Gaddafi. But we've got Republicans who love endless war and Democrats who hate Trump enough to hold mock executions and celebrate comedians to take photographs with his severed head. I don't want people like that making decisions for me. So forgive me if I overlook Trump's blue language in a rally. It's not much of a choice for me. So November the 3rd, 2020, the fate of this country, I truly believe, will be, I believe two things. I believe that Trump will be elected in 2020, and I believe it will be a resounding win despite the Democrats' effort. I think despite their judicial harassment and other methods like busing people in. Doug Jones from Alabama, you know you didn't get elected. You know you didn't get elected. We know it. And don't get comfy because you're about to get out. So I think that despite the Democrats' attempts at thievery and all the things that they're good at, which is being bad and lying and projecting and distracting you with one thing while they dabble in another, I think Trump will win. And then I pray for his safety because the Democrats will not stop. They will not stop until they think they have won the unholy war that they are waging against America. And the reason why they hate America is because America puts her faith in God and not government like China. Why do you think so many of our representatives are eager to get in bed with China? Because all of these power-hungry thugs long for a world where God doesn't hold them accountable for their misdeeds and sins. So yes, make no mistake, this isn't just about Trump. This is about good versus evil.